Well, if you haven't heard, the United States is officially ending the global brain drain. Donald Trump has taken the H1B visa, which was designed for one reason, to take the talent for the rest of the world, meaning educated individuals coming here for the purposes of a better life of their own. They get a work visa for here, which is kind of what we use to fill in our gaps. Bachelor's degrees or higher in fields that we need workers in. The president has added a sticker price onto any company or person that brings someone in of $100,000 a year. So essentially, no one's going to pay that. You might get a small amount that actually will, but the rest won't. I'm more bummed out. We had a special ed teacher who was here from the Philippines, a PhD, who did 3 years, legally had to go back and reapply for the visa. He was projected to come back in the next few months, and unfortunately now I know our district cannot afford to pay the guy $100,000 a year just to come in and then pay him a salary. This sucks. Also, if you guys have not noticed, there was a big negotiation between China and the United States last week. Part of the deal was TikTok, which looks like it's going to stay open in the United States with a bunch of companies buying a chunk of it. Now, my question was, what did China get out of these deals that we were signing? Well, Donald Trump has chosen to stop arms sales to the Taiwanese. In other words, Taiwan will not get the arms that Congress has approved. Now you might say, isn't that illegal since Congress already approved it? No, it's not really. But there's a loophole to that, and that is just by putting it on hold, they're not breaking any rules or regulations. Ain't nothing free in this world. Now my issue when it comes down to this immigration H1B visa problem. So the United States has already decapitated the Department of Education. So when Americans want to apply for student loans, we don't know how it's going to work this year. In fact, the new application forms for FAFSA come out in a few days, and no one knows how this is going to play out. So what is FAFSA? These are student loans. This is mainly for the middle class of the United States. There are programs for people that live under poverty that can get free college, and the rich obviously can afford college. So the ground of trying to educate our youth into becoming the future of the United States is through student loans. That used to be handled through the Department of Education, but since that department was decapitated, they moved different things in different locations, and they fired all the people that knew what they were doing there. So what is going to happen here? To me, as a teacher, I look at our future and I realize, why would the president end us taking the smartest people from around the world in here with an H1 visa? And then why would he decapitate the Department of Education that handles loans for our middle class to become elite figures in our businesses? Do we have a plan for the future, or is it just kind of like, well, I'm not going to be around, so I don't care? Is that the plan? Because that's what it feels like to me.